Hey everyone, I'm back with another plan with me in my Aura Estelle A5 wide in the Blossom. This was a promotion or a collab that she did with Scribble Prints Co. Last spring or summer. I think they do still have the Blossom, it's just not that collab with SPC version. So we are going to memory plan the week of Monday, March 29th to Sunday, April 4th. This is the weekend that the week that my nieces made me feel really, really old. So that's always a positive. So here's last week's spread in case you haven't seen the video yet. Should we do a little Viv wiggle, if you will? God, I miss Viv's plan with me. So this was from Scribble Prints Co. or SPC. And I actually think I will be using another Scribble Prints Co. this week. So let's just take everything, let's take it out of the planner. Okay, so this week is, Scribble Prints Co. So we got some scripts. And then we have the kit. I love that there's, like, I know she's in a magazine, but there's 3 different people that I can use. Boxes. So I believe this is her new mini kit format. So I will go ahead and put the base down, and then I will come back and we will do the day by day. we go. Base of the spread is done. So the splatter bougie boxes are from, or sorry, not bougie boxes, overlays are from Scribble Prints Co. This framed one is from Murdoch Talks. The date numbers are also Murdoch Talks, and the bougie boxes are Rose Color Days. Everything else is from the kit. So let's start doing the day by day. Oh, actually, did not finish the sidebar, so we can do that together. Put a piece of washi. Dinners. Green. And this week, no extra box from the kit. So I'll track dinners here, and then my two trackable things that I like to mark off that I did are flossing and reading every single night before I go to bed. Okay. On Monday, I got up early. I got up at the usual time and I went for a run. So I went for a 12K run this day. And then I wasn't really working this day, but I did have a call with a client. So I'm gonna mark that with, actually, one of these. So I'll just handwrite in there that I had a call with Chanel. So then I took the SkyTrain for what I think might be the second time in more than a year to go see and meet my sister and Brett in New West where she was doing her road test. So the plan was for me and Brett to go get some lunch because we presumed the test would take about 30 to 45 minutes plus a little bit to get her picture and whatever taken, because I think they update it when you go from an L to an N. L is for learner, N is for novice, for those of you that don't live in BC. So we have a graduated licensing program. You have your L for, the rules are way different now, 12 months. But because my sister had her L before, she didn't have to do the whole 12 months thing. And you can only have one person in the car, and that person must be 25 or older with a class 5. So she's able to drive with all of us to do her practicing, but we always use her car because we drive a manual. And the last time she was learning on the manual, she found it very difficult. So I met him, we went for lunch, and we had joked the day before that she was like, I'm just gonna text you guys and be like, I failed. Sorry for shaking the camera. And then we were sitting having lunch and a drink, and I don't remember what the text message said, but it said back over failed or something along those lines. And we were like, okay, is she messing with us? Because we've all driven with her, and I'm probably the pickiest person, and she's totally fine to drive with. So we were sitting there, and then we just started keeping an eye out for the Mazda to see if she was going to roll up around the corner and be like, I got my license. Then we saw her walk up, and she had been crying, so we knew that she wasn't lying anymore. So she told us about how her test went, and then Brett had to go get the car because she wasn't allowed to drive it across to the plaza where we were. And then we went to Starbucks. So I am going to mark that she failed her test, but I don't want to put it on a little. So I'm going to put the Starbucks here. Poor girl. So they got to the test late. We think she was just stressed. They got to the test late. When they got there, there was a jackknife semi under the overpass. So it was already difficult to get into the testing center. And then they got in the car, and they were at a 4-way stop, I believe, and almost got into a car accident that would not have been her fault. So I think her and the tester just got off on the wrong foot, and things didn't, it just wasn't her day. Wasn't meant to be. So I'm going to use like one of these little quote unquote movie marquees. Just because, I mean, it was like a very important day, and she was very bummed. And I think if she had been on time and not frazzled, I think she absolutely hands down would have passed. So she did have to wait 2 weeks to book an appointment. She did what every person does when they're hungover the next day. I'm never driving again. I'm just not going to get my license. And we all knew that was not true. So, I mean, that sad emoji could be for 2 reasons. One, she failed her test. But second, restrictions were going into place that restaurants were no longer going to be able to serve inside. It was going to be outside only. It was the quote unquote circuit breaker. But I am not going to mark that. There's been so many restrictions that it's just, we may as well just leave it from where it's been in November. Can't do anything, can't see anyone, those are now done because it's June. But at this point it was like, okay, we should probably go out and support a restaurant, because patios in Vancouver, few and far between, getting better. They've put in temporary ones. But when they do have patios, they're small, and it rains a lot here. It's not called Vancouver for nothing. So after Starbucks, we drove back to Brett and Alex's house, and we watched the soccer game. So if you watched my plan with me last week, you would know that someone I grew up with is a professional soccer player. So he plays for the Montreal MLS team, but he was also playing with Canada Soccer for Team Canada. And there was supposed to be a game on the Sunday, but the COVID results for, I don't think it was it our team? It might have been our team. They weren't back in time, so they had to postpone the game. So we went over to Brett's and watched the game because he's got the subscription, and Joel didn't even play. So that was unfortunate, but we did win. So, you know, that's always a bonus. So then we went out for dinner. So we went to one of our favorite places, Nook. They're a little Italian restaurant. So we went there, we put our name on the list because they don't take reservations. Well, they didn't take reservations. And then we walked over to Faculty, which is a local brewery. English is hard. Had a pint, as we were like, I don't know, a third of the way through our pint. Nook called us and said, it's time. Apologies if you hear the dog, she's dreaming. Apparently I bore her. So that's it for Monday. On Tuesday, I had a call in the morning with a potential client. Bree was home with me. Okay, sorry, didn't realize the camera stopped recording. I do not know where I was, but I have a little laptop from Paper Bits Co. and a work script to signify that I actually did get some work done. And then I ran some errands that afternoon. So the little shopping bag is also from Paper Bits Co. and the script is from Murdoch Talks. So on Wednesday, Bree went to the office. And I went for a 12-kilometer run, as I do. 12? Nope, 15. Went for a 15-kilometer run. The shoe and the script are from Murdoch Talks. Then we had, and of course, what's a day in our building without some sort of maintenance interruption? So we had no water. We had no water. So that's always good after you've had a shower. Use a label. I have a little WTF, once more with love emoji. Oh, I don't actually have a lot to mark. I could have put that down, but I'll just put a little piece of deco there instead. So then there was the Event Tech Changemakers Summit, which I did log into, and then I got insanely busy, so I had to log out. Little girl is from So Cute Planner. And I believe this was the beginning of the end for the Canucks. I mean, really, they already weren't going to make the playoffs. However, they did get hit with the COVID bug. And shit just got crazy. So, I mean, you see Canucks staff and players around the city all the time. The coach goes to the coffee shop that's not far from my house. I run past Canucks and their significant others on the seawall all the time. Sometimes you run into them at the park. Not during the hockey season, of course, but because they're trying to stay as contained as they possibly can. But a couple people came down with positive tests before they had any symptoms. So that is the bonus to testing all the time in professional sports. But while they caught it before they showed any symptoms, it hit the whole team almost. It was insanity. So they didn't play until third week of April, I think. They were down and out. You didn't see a single person related to a Canuck anywhere in this city. They were all at home, probably getting Instacart deliveries. So I think they've confirmed, and I'm not 100% sure, most, if not all, were the Brazilian variant, and it was just from within the community. So grocery shopping, going to the bank, going to Starbucks or whatever, anywhere. So it's not like anybody was hanging out with somebody inappropriate. It was just awful timing. So that's the first half of the week. I mean, the Canucks already weren't going to make the playoffs anyways, but let's be honest, it still sucks. And COVID is going to put your lungs as a professional athlete through the ringer. I mean, somebody should have checked on Cam Newton's lung function in October when he had COVID. So on Thursday, it's April. So let's mark that. And honestly, I think the only other planner person I know that is obsessed with hockey would be Laura Lee Plans. However, she cheers for the center of the universe team, Toronto. And they were making the playoffs. They had a really good year. And I do feel really bad for her as a Maple Leafs fan, but also it's the Leafs, it's what they do. They were just recently eliminated in Game 7 against Montreal, which I don't think anyone saw coming, but other than those of us that don't like Toronto. And I have family in Toronto. It's not like I just don't like them because I don't live there. I don't like them because I'm a Canucks fan. I don't like them because I do think they are somewhat overrated, but they do have good players now. They did some good things, and I just don't know why they can't get it together. So I feel bad for her, and I feel bad for my family. But, there's always next year, as they've been saying since, I think, 67 is the last time they won a cup. Again, Canucks fan, never won a cup. Last time we were close, there were riots. I was stuck at university. And Brie was not even born yet. So then I had a Global Events Collective. We had a meeting that day. We tend to usually always have a meeting. So I'll mark that I had a GEC meeting. And then I ran errands. I honestly do not remember what I was running errands for. I mean, it was now like 100 years ago, so we're never gonna know. So we ran errands. Oh, and it was a short week because this was the long weekend. So the Friday night ritual turned into the Thursday night. And we caught up on the PVR. This usually involves Housewives, 90 Day Fiancé. At this point, Big Brother was still on. But Jason had kind of checked out, so I wasn't watching the episodes because I was following along with the live feeders. Which finally, good season. Well done, Big Brother. Thank you very much. But Canada has always been better than the US in the time that Canada and the US have been running together. So I've got a little TV icon. And I'll just say PVR catch up. So on, Lord Almighty, Friday, April 2nd, our nieces turned, and I'm not kidding you, 13. So there's that. I don't think we were technically allowed to see them, but we did it anyways. I missed their 12th birthday and I have been isolated, and honestly, you guys, it was outside. So distance, no hugs. We did get close for one picture because gotta have if you're gonna get together for your birthday, it's gotta be a picture. We didn't bring the dog just because it was gonna be out in White Rock, close to the beach, and White Rock is kind of a pain when it comes to dogs. So Bree stayed home. So this little cupcake is from the Pretty Pink Co. And that's the wrong spot. The happy birthday script is from Murdoch Talks. So we have twin nieces. They are 13. They are two very different people, which is good. I don't think ever have I seen twins be the exact same. So that I'm just going to put that at the beginning of the day because that honestly is the first thing I thought of when I woke up. Jason and Alex, my sister, went driving this day. Little miss, I'm never getting in a car again. So I had a work meeting, potential client, and it was short, not exactly what I was expecting. It's not very cheap. And then we got jam takeout. If you live in Vancouver and you've not been, Metro Vancouver, and you've not been, go. Go now. So I'm going to use this little for my meeting. And then I'm just going to see if, you know what? I'll just use these coffees. and I will write Jam takeout. So yes, if you live in Metro Vancouver and you've not been to Jam, go now. So good. So Alex and Jason went driving while I did this, and then Brett just, I think he was, he was working. He worked on the Friday until 1. And then he came over here and we did the Jam takeout because, again, you weren't allowed to be inside of the restaurants. And then we went out to White Rock. We saw the girls and we did presents and cake and pizza, although we were still pretty full. So okay, on Saturday, I got up and I ran 11 kilometers. Really, if you're gonna ask yourself every time why I run as often as I do, you may as well just stop now. Those memes that you see, what are you doing this weekend? Running. Are you doing anything else? I might do a different type of run. That's me. So we did like sleep in. We got a good night's sleep, and then I went for a run. So I'll just write sleep in, and then I went for a run. And I do believe I went by myself. The weather was not super nice. Therefore, the husband is not coming. And then we did outdoor Easter at my aunt's house. We do make a turkey. My husband is not opposed to ham. We've eaten it before. We eat pork here. Brett he did a ham for Christmas, so Boxing Day, because on Christmas Day they were over here. So I'm just gonna write Easter at the top, and then I'll have that with fam sticker there. And then on Sunday I had a lot of work to do. A client was launching her Instagram page, so I was up and at her. Oh, right. Okay. I'll still use this. This is why we were up early. So on Friday, as we were driving out, I think we were in White Rock. Jason's dad called, and Jason's uncle had passed away, and they were still in Israel. So they would let us know when the funeral is. Well, obviously, going to be virtual. So yeah, that was on Friday. So Saturday night, we were sitting here just like still trying to defull ourselves from Easter dinner. And I think it was like 11:30 or so. We had like gotten home, we were sitting, I think I was drinking a cup of tea, and Jason saw an email that the funeral would be at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. And we're like, we know we're still awake, but is everybody else still awake? So we set our alarms to be up to watch that. It was just over Zoom. So I'm just going to put in there Alan's funeral. On Saturday night, the dog is concerned. On Saturday night, someone else had passed away, but we didn't know until after the funeral on Sunday. So we did the funeral, we got up at 6 or whatever, and the funeral started at 6:30, and then we were just lazing about. I think Jason took Bree out because she was awake, so you may as well take her to pee. And then I like laid in bed. I think I fell back asleep. I was really tired. And then Jason's dad called, I'm going to say like 8:30. Bree, what are you doing? So Jason's grandmother was 104 and a half when she passed in October 2019. So the family's got good genes, but her brother is the one. We haven't been able to see him this whole time because of COVID. He used to be my boss. He's Uncle Mo. So he passed quietly Saturday night. So on Sunday we got that news. It was just, it's a very messed up day. So I'm gonna So I'm just going to write in there Uncle Mo passed, and then I will put in a label or a little thing. To signify Chanel's launch, not the company or the brand, that's her name. We did that afternoon. We drove to the running room on our way to the beach. I needed new shoes. And I now no longer put it off just with how injured I get. So I went and dropped a significant amount of money on new shoes. Me so sorry. So I'm just going to put a little $sign to signify that because that couldn't be more accurate. And then this little paw print to signify going to the beach. And that, my friend, is everything for the week. So I'm going to go ahead and fill everything in, and then I will be back. All right, there we go, my friends. Zoom out for you so you can see it. The week is done. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you missed last week's video, I will throw it in a card here so you can watch that. And I'll be back next week with another one. Bye.